Week 11 Day 1. The search for the dog continued. Meanwhile, the Harts had notified the local radio stations to broadcast a poignant appeal for the dog's owner to come forward. The station was inundated with phone calls, but all leads were fruitless. From what Bobby had told them, a huge dog had leapt out from a red station wagon in the supermarket's parking lot. After biting Bobby, it vanished. The 6-year-old was too concerned with the bites he had received to see where the dog disappeared to. The boy's story was garbled, but he did remember that the animal was gray and had a collar. There was little tangible evidence to go on, but the police remained sanguine. Sample sentences. 1. The sermon was poignant enough to bring tears to the brash delinquent's eyes. 2. Although the message was garbled, its salient points were clear enough. 3. After a fruitless attempt to wrest control of the government, the traitors were incarcerated. 4. Even though his boat was almost inundated, the skipper was loath to radio for help. 5. Because the malignancy had gone unchecked, the surgeons were not sanguine about the patient's chances. Week 11 Day 2. No relief. The normally phlegmatic Jerry Hart was deeply upset. 24 hours had passed without result, and even if the rabies could not be corroborated, Jerry was determined to see that his son received the vaccine. At the suggestion of some friends, he organized a comprehensive search party, zealously fanning out in circles around the supermarket. They knocked on every door, inspected every dog, and came back empty-handed. Although the Harts were sick with worry, they had to be coerced into going to sleep. Little Bobby seemed to be in great spirits. The excruciating vigil continued. Sample sentences. 1. Harriet's egregious error disturbed even her phlegmatic employer. 2. The fundraiser was so zealous that he solicited money from a Salvation Army Santa Claus. 3. In order to get the job, you had to go through the drudgery of filling out a 10-page comprehensive questionnaire. 4. The elusive fugitive was coerced by his attorney into surrendering. 5. Even the swindler's nefarious accomplice refused to corroborate his alibi. Week 11 Day 3. The police find the dog. 40 hours had elapsed before the police work and the publicity paid off. By meticulously checking the registrations of every red station wagon in the neighborhood and then cross-checking dog licenses, the police narrowed the search to 4 owners. After a few telephone calls, the apologetic owner was located and directed to bring her muzzled German Shepherd to the Hart domicile. Bobby identified the dog, and the animal was taken to a veterinary's clinic to have the necessary tests performed. The lax owner, Mrs. McGraw, admitted that the dog had a sporadic mean streak, but she scoffed at the idea of rabies. Jerry Hart noticed for the first time in 2 days that his uneasy feeling had departed. Sample sentences. 1. Inadvertently, Emma had allowed 2 months to elapse before paying her rent. 2. The lackluster battle was punctuated by sporadic mortar fire. 3. A man's domicile is his castle. 4. Because the watchman was lax, thievery was rampant at the warehouse. 5. The meticulous musician had nothing but disdain for his disorganized friends. Week 11 Day 4. All's well that ends well. The Harts were greatly relieved to learn that the rash conjecture about the dog was not true. Because the German Shepherd was not rabid, the necessity for the painful treatment was obviated. The police gave the dog's owner a summons for allowing the animal to go unmuzzled. Little Bobby was treated to an ice cream sundae and a Walt Disney double feature. The neighbors searched for other lurid happenings, and Jerry Hart went back to his office. What kind of dog was that? His secretary asked. Oh, his bark was worse than his bite, quipped Jerry. Sample sentences. 1. It was sheer conjecture on the detective's part, but it led to the arrest of the vexatious counterfeiters. 2. The newspaper switched from mundane coverage to lurid reporting. 3. It was exceedingly rash of the lightweight to insult the belligerent longshoreman. 4. The necessity for preparing sandwiches was obviated when the picnic was postponed. 5. Hamlet remembered that Yorick was always ready with a lusty quip.